Hi guys, Mauro here. This is a video for those of you that are looking to improve one ground stroke specifically, let's say, and you just haven't been able to find, you've been watching videos and reading articles and looking left and right, and you just haven't been able to find something that has really made difference on your game or the ground stroke. And what I want to talk is that the way that I approach it, something that I did that I hadn't done before, and I started doing probably since I would say 2 or 3 years ago, and it really helped me. And it's just something I just it's something that can help you. I went through the same, trying to improve my one-handed backhand. I went through the same process that you all guys go. You go and watch plenty of videos on YouTube. You go and look for articles on internet in general, and analyze pictures and stuff. And I learned a lot, and I got little tidbits here and there, things that helped my backhand, But I didn't really find anything that would really say, okay, this is something that is really helping me change or help me change my backhand. It wasn't until I started thinking, okay, I haven't find a video or anything that is really that has really helped me on it. I mean, some stuff helped, but not it didn't take me to the place where I wanted to be with my backhand. So what I started to do is I started thinking more like, okay, which is think about what is the place the ball in the position where it hurts you in that ground stroke that you want to improve. In my case was the backhand. So I'd say I will mentally place the ball more like above my shoulders, and that will be, let's say, above my head to hit that ball better. And I say, okay, now when I'm trying to improve, when I'm trying to think about how do I want to hit that ball in a better way than I do it now, I say, move aside everything that you have learned in tennis, technically, mechanically, the mechanics of hitting that high backhand, and think more about, okay, if I have something at this height, if I have something right here, let's say, that I want to hit it, how would I make contact with that thing? If I wanted to hit it with my hand, how would I try? How would I move my arm? How would I make contact in order to hit that object solid, nice, clean, powerful, easy, easy on my shoulders with an easy movement, something fluid, something that didn't feel like it was too tight, or it was or it just required probably too much power from my shoulder, too much power from my arm. I was just thinking, place the ball where you want it, where you want to hit it, and think about the movement, how you're gonna hit that, how you're gonna slap it, how are you gonna punch it. See, so I started thinking, I started thinking on putting that ball high, and I noticed that if I had that ball high up here, my arm is coming more in this position, and I always feel, okay, that's where either like this or like that, but that feels to me like the easiest way to make contact with it, and hard. And then after I was thinking about that, I tried to move from, okay, think of the mechanics when you're gonna hit the ball there, and also think how you can transfer that to the racket, having a racket in your hand, how you can transfer that to hitting that ball. So I just grabbed the racket, and I started thinking, okay, if my hand is gonna hit that ball and it's gonna come in this position, and it opens, I'm not gonna go straight like the way I will do it with the racket. I'm bending here, and I wanna feel more that's the way I can feel I can hit something hard at this height and hitting it with my right hand. So what I did is I put the racket in my hand, and I was just thinking, well, obviously, one thing that I immediately understood is the reason why players are pointing that racket up when they prepare plays like Federer, plays like Wawrinka. Not in the past, it's not like they used to be in the past, that they will teach you that racket is coming back. When you bring the racket back, your racket is more neutral, or kind of even closing. In the modern tennis, you see most players one-handed backhand, and you're gonna notice right away that they open that racket they kind of twist that wrist, so that helps make better contact with the ball. And I kind of understood that that's one thing that really helped. And I started working on that. Okay, so that means that I gotta feel that my racket is coming more in this position, not really coming trying to brush here, but I'm trying to hit the ball more in that position, and then bring the racket to the side. Once I find out the mechanics, or how can I hit something that is in this height with this hand, and I started transferring that to my with the racket, and how would I work if I wanted to convert that motion into a tennis stroke, into a tennis swing, then a lot of things started to fall in place. You know, I started understanding also a lot more of the things that I will see the pros doing on video, you know, in their matches, opening the racket here, you know, preparing high. And I started thinking, I think I need to think more like I'm slapping that ball, the racket coming here slap, but then it comes around. And one of the things that I found out that I had never heard before is that you hit that ball, and you literally bring that racket at a lower level here. Doesn't mean that you're gonna slap and bring the racket down all the way, but you make contact. The racket stance make contact, and then you bring the racket down. Why? Because when you do that swing, that's a swing that feels comfortable. That's a thing that you have to look when you're looking for that swing. Which swing feels more natural, effortless, easy to control, or not? If not easy to control, it feels, I would say, if there is one word that you really need to pay attention, it feels effortless, and you can create good speed and good power on the swing. So I just thought that's a good way, you know, when you're thinking about improving one of your strokes. You don't need to go to the terms that we use in tennis. You can go ahead and say, okay, let's just work on the mechanics. If I'm having problems with the low balls, how can I get down and feel easier and pick them up? You know, obviously if you get your hand under that ball and you go up, you know, you know that ball is gonna pick up. You know, or let's say on the forehand, work on the mechanics on your forehand in whatever is happening. But you gotta pretty much step out of the tennis mentality, and then once you just work in the mechanics at first, start thinking, okay, how can I transfer that to the tennis terms, to a regular swing, you know, in tennis. When I put the racket in my hand, how is that gonna work? You start working on that. You might not find exactly that, you might not have that breakthrough that is gonna take you to the place that you want to get. You know, not, it might not get you that far, but I'm sure it will help you understand better in which is the path that you have to go to find that solution. And that happens simply because it doesn't matter. I mean, if you haven't, one thing that I found out watching thousands and thousands of videos of YouTube is that no matter how good a coach is, sometimes it's difficult to find someone that is going to really understand what you're looking for, what you need, how you feel, and what you want. Why? Because each one of us is a different person, and we're looking for something different, and we have a different feeling when we're playing. We have a different feeling on the forehand, on the backhand, on the serve, and everything. Okay, so sometimes it's necessary to understand and look at those things, you know, and sometimes our head is just full of instructions in tennis, and you gotta step out of that position and say, okay, let's just work on the mechanics. How can I hit something at this height, or here, or here, or here, or here, and it feels more natural? If I just wanted to punch that with my hand, if I wanted to do it with both hands, if I wanted to do it with one hand, you know, and looking at it from that perspective is something that can help you have a better understanding and probably advance a little more towards the place where you want to be with your game. Okay, all right guys, well, I hope you like it. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.